My name is Matthew Grimes. I'm currently school-wise. I am attending OU as an air traffic control management student. I'm the vice president of SATCA, which is the Sooner Air Traffic Control Association. And on the military side, when I first started the Army, I was a pre-med student, and I wanted to base my Army career around my medical career, so I became a 68 Whiskey, which is a combat medic. But now that I've changed my life plans, I've become a 15 Quebec, which is a combat air traffic controller for the Army. So I'm syncing up my career in the civilian side with my military side.
Be advised, we just had a medevac, multiple Americans wounded.
I deployed in 2011 for Operation Enduring Freedom to the province of Medellin, and I was stationed at FOB Medellin at a medical facility there on the FOB, which is a forward operating base. They would distribute medics out on missions, and I was primarily a distro medic where I went on convoys, and I was their primary medic during those missions. When I wasn't out on missions, we would rotate through the aid station, taking care of soldiers with everyday illnesses, and giving them medication, and then injuries, we would treat them there. When the soldiers would come through the aid station with like life-threatening injuries and stuff, I mean, it was pretty intense. I mean, you're deployed with those people, you know them. I mean, it's a lot more emotional when somebody that's just been wounded on the battlefield comes through, and you have to, somebody that you've been playing video games with and playing cards and joking at night come through, and you're the person, you and your doctor are the person keeping them alive till they can get to a bigger facility. We have a lot of camaraderie. I mean, you train together for 3 months straight before deployment, and you go, when you're deployed, you're with them nonstop. I mean, you're never really by yourself. And as a medic, my job was a little different than being an infantryman, but we got treated well because, who's going to take care of them if they don't protect you? So being a medic was a really good experience, because you get a lot of respect because they're putting their life in your hands. And just like when you're in ticks out on missions, and I mean, you're doing just as much as they are. I mean, I was firing back just as we were getting fired upon. So, I mean, it's just a nice sense of teamwork, and it's just good to have those guys look after you. And I was really lucky to have such good guys watch out for me. One of the more traumatic moments in my deployment is when my vehicle got blown up by an IED. The truck went sideways, my gunner fell down, and I had twisted my knee in the back, and I had torn my meniscus, and I partially tore my ACL. I took care of him while he was falling. He was unconscious, and I was shaking him. I took off my gear so I could get to him. I was treating the wounds to his head, and all of a sudden he woke up, and he's like, "I'm good." And I was like, "Dude, you've been unconscious." And he felt his lip, and he's like, "Dude, I'm good. I got my dip in my mouth." So then after that, the back hatch opened, and our lieutenant said, "We gotta get out of this truck." So me and my gunner, we hobbled off to another truck and went to the aid station, where I handed off care, and then I became a patient. When I came home and I was injured, I couldn't do a whole lot. I was on pain medication. I'd had surgery on my knee. I was not mentally in the right place, and it was just a difficult time getting through that. When you're overseas, that reflex is needed. You need to be aware of all your surroundings at all times, and when you get home, you just can't turn it off. Like, you don't like people being behind you. I didn't like people coming up behind me and brushing across me. I was just jittery and on guard at all times. I didn't like going out to eat or going to crowded clubs or bars or being in movie theaters, but just time kind of helps that anxiousness go away. So it's just, you got to keep at it. By happenstance, I met my future wife, and she helped me get away from all the bad habits I'd got from coming over when I came home from overseas. And she was my best support system when I came home. Just a girlfriend that went above and beyond for somebody who wasn't in the best state of mind at the time, so I owe a lot to her. The Army instilled a little more discipline that I didn't have when I first got out of high school, and so I'm able to kind of take life a little more seriously through all the adversity I've been through and all the hard times. I mean, I have so much good in my life now. I'm thankful for being in the Army. I'm thankful for being able to come to OU and working on a career path for my family and my future.